Hello, this is Robert Dados from KANGA. Welcome in the 18th episode of KANGA Crypto News, when I will share with you the most exciting information from the crypto market. Now today you will find out about the Ether spot ETF and its influence on the market, among other things, MT-GOX and the beginnings of BTC distribution, and the inflow into IBIT and an English-British football club that has something to do with the Bitcoin. Now, if you're interested in the Bitcoin news, in the cryptocurrency news, stay with us. Remember to subscribe, remember to like this episode, and let's do it. Let's start. United States Ether Exchange Traded Funds, ETFs, posted net inflows of $106.6 million on their first day of trading, despite massive outflows from Grayscale's freshly converted Ethereum Trust, BlackRock's iShares Ethereum Trust ETFs, ETH, led the pack with $266.5 million of inflows, followed closely by the Bitwise Ethereum ETFs, ETHW, with $204 million in net inflows. The Fidelity Ethereum Fund, ETF, FETH, came in third with $71 million. The inflows to the newborn spot Ether ETFs were enough to overcome bleeding from the Grayscale's Ethereum Trust, which saw outflows of $484.9 million on the day, amounting to 5% of the once $9 billion fund. ETHE was launched by Grayscale in 2017, allowing institutional investors to buy ETH. However, it imposed a 6-month lockup period of all investments. Its conversion to a spot ETF means that investors can more easily sell their shares, which could explain the high day one outflows. In January, spot Bitcoin ETFs were marred by a similar dynamic with the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, which saw over $17.5 billion in outflows following the launch of the 11 spot BTC ETFs. Meanwhile, Grayscale's Ethereum Mini Trust, the spin-off product launched by the asset manager with lower fees, generated $15.2 million in net inflows. Franklin Templeton's Franklin Ethereum ETF netted $13.2 million, while 21 Shares Core Ethereum ETF saw $7.4 million in inflows. Overall, spot ETH ETFs generated $1.08 billion in cumulative trading volume on their first day of trading, 23% of the volume that Bitcoin ETFs saw on their debut. Spot Ether ETFs received final approval from the SEC on July 22nd and went live for trading in the United States on July 23rd. MT-GOX is transferring massive amounts of Bitcoin, starting with the long-awaited distribution process. MT-GOX again began shifting funds on July 23rd, moving over 47,500 Bitcoin worth almost $3.2 billion to two unknown addresses. According to Arkham Intelligence data, MT-GOX holds 90,344 Bitcoin worth $6.02 billion, but this is outdated, and its current holdings now stand at around 42,744 Bitcoins worth $2.85 billion. Following the defunct exchange repayment statement on July 5th, it established plans to promptly carry out repayments to creditors that seem well underway. The MT-GOX wallet, labeled MT-GOX Cold Wallet, sent 5,110 Bitcoins worth around $340 million to an unknown wallet and the cryptocurrency exchange Bitstamp. Of the 5,110 Bitcoins, 2,871 Bitcoins worth around $191 million was sent to an unknown address starting with 1JKMS, while the remaining funds worth $149 million landed on Bitstamp. The preceding 42,587 Bitcoins worth $2.85 billion was sent out earlier to another unknown address starting with 15YP. PU. On July 22nd, Mt. Gox began preparing to repay creditors through Bitstamp according to on-chain fund holding movements. According to Arkham Intelligence, Mt. Gox addresses deposit $1 to 4 separate Bitstamp deposit addresses. Bitstamp is one of 5 exchanges working with the Mt. Gox trustee. Despite finance analyst Jacob King speculating in an X post on July 4th that 99% of creditors would sell their coins the moment they get them. A Reddit poll says otherwise, with the latest $3.2 billion in BTC shifted out of Mt. Gox address. The tally amounts to over $12 billion offloaded to creditors since July 16th. On July 16th, the defunct exchange saw outflows of over 140,000 bitcoins in a significant move after 2 weeks of on-chain inactivity. With a volume of almost 190,000 bitcoins moved in just 3 hours, Mt. Gox fund outflows contributed to over $12 billion in volume movement as repayments proceeded as promised. Now, we stay in Asia, but we are moving to India. The crypto regulations in this country, they may have a very significant influence on the whole market. Especially given the fact that this is unofficial data, but this might be the country with the largest population in the world. The local segment to the market is very significant. Indian Finance Minister ignores crypto industry's budget tax plea. Local crypto businesses pushed for a reduction in the 1% TDS to 0.01% to revive its customer base. Indian Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman's 2024 Union Budget speech on July 23rd failed to mention cryptocurrencies, leaving the existing tax regulations unchanged. Local crypto advocates pushed for reducing the current 1% tax deducted at source (TDS) to 0.01%, which has been blamed for the Indian crypto industry's lackluster performance. However, the current crypto taxation rules in India were left unchanged on Tuesday's budget presentation, the first since Prime Minister Narendra Modi was elected for a third item in office. The move to keep taxes unchanged means that the government does not see crypto as a serious business in India yet, said Satvik Vishwanath, CEO of local exchange UnoCoin. The government compares crypto to gambling and betting, said Vishwanath. Introduced in Sitharaman's 2022 budget speech, India levies a 30% flat tax on crypto profits and a 1% TDS on transactions. This tax regime is seen as one of the strictest in the world and is believed to be responsible for plummeting trading volumes on local exchanges. Since the tax measures were put in place, trading volumes in Indian exchanges tanked by 97%, while active users dropped by 81% according to a report by the National Academy of Legal Studies and Research. The Academy research found that the National Treasury is losing approximately 59 billion Indian rupees, that's approximately $700 million in tax revenue, due to the diminished activity on India's leading exchanges. However, its earnings could potentially be doubled if crypto TDS was reduced to 0.01%, while the crypto industry was left hanging. Sitharaman's proposed a TDS reduction from 1% to 0.01% for e-commerce operators. Sitharaman was widely expected to ignore the industry's request for a drop in tax, as the government has issued numerous warnings against the dangers of trading crypto. For one, the Reserve Bank of India, RBI, the nation's central bank, has historically taken a negative stance against cryptocurrencies. In 2018, the RBI banned financial institutions from servicing the crypto industry, but the Supreme Court overturned the ban in 2020. In its May 2024 bulletin, the RBI warned users of the speculative nature of crypto assets, a consistent view that has remained unchanged for more than a decade. In its bulletin, the central bank delved into decentralized finance, stating that DeFi activities are driven more by speculative motivations than by transactions representing economic value. However, the local industry remains hopeful that local taxes will one day be reduced. Our country will need more developed countries promoting crypto, announcing ETFs or making it legal tender before we can make a strong decision to amend taxation for the industry, Vishwanath said. Despite the harsh local taxes, India is a global leader in cryptocurrency adoption. Meanwhile, in the United States, the sentiment towards crypto or Bitcoin itself is more and more positive. Is that the end of the price stagnation in the cryptocurrency market? Maybe, and this is because BlackRock's iShares Bitcoin Trust, IBIT, a Nasdaq-listed exchange-traded fund ETF closely tracking the cryptocurrency spot price, drew in $526.7 million in investor funds on Monday. Preliminary data published by Farsight investors show that's the highest single-day tally since March, according to data source CoinGlass. Since its inception on January 11th, BlackRock alone has drawn in nearly $19.5 billion in investor funds. On Monday, the remaining 10 US-listed ETFs fell out of investor favor, attracting a net inflow of just $6.9 million. Bitcoin briefly topped the $68,000 mark on Monday, reaching its highest level in over a month. The bullish move happened amid a rumor that pro-crypto Republican US presidential candidate Donald Trump would announce a bigger role for BTC in the financial system at the Nashville Bitcoin conference later this month. The buyers, however, failed to penetrate the trendline connecting March and April highs, paving the way for a renewed pullback. A similar failure to establish a foothold above the resistance line in late May paved the way for a pullback to under $55,000. As of writing, the cryptocurrency changed hands at $66,440, representing a 1.8% drop on a 24-hour basis. If you also have a bullish approach towards crypto, remember to go to KANGA.exchange, where apart from Bitcoin and Ethereum, you can also buy very many other cryptocurrencies that have a very big potential of moving up. A very interesting confirmation of recent crypto adoption is an event that occurred in the British Football League. Now, the English football club Real Bedford RBFC has added a whopping $4.5 million worth of Bitcoin to its treasury. The club's chairman, Peter McCormack, who also happens to be a Bedford resident and well-known crypto podcaster, announced the purchase of 66.9 Bitcoin at an average price of $67,000 per coin on Twitter. McCormack added, "The Bitcoin investment is part of Real Bedford FC's plan to climb the ranks of English football to reach the Premier League." McCormack took over the club in 2021, when it was a 10th-tier club. Since then, the club has won the Bedfordshire Senior Trophy and the Division 1 title, which earned the team a promotion to the 9th-tier Premier Division. It's still got a long way to go to reach the Premier League, which is the top level in England. While 15.8 Bitcoins have been earmarked for soccer-related expenses, the majority of the funds will be used to improve facilities and support community-building initiatives. The club's total Bitcoin holdings are now worth over $5.37 million. The crypto community applauded Real Bedford FC's move. MicroStrategy chairman Michael Saylor from MicroStrategy gave a nod of approval with a Real Bedford reply. The club's Bitcoin investment is particularly timely given the cryptocurrency's recent surge to around $68,000. Since McCormack took over the club, Tyler and Cameron Winklevoss, co-founders of crypto exchange Gemini, have also thrown their support behind RBFC. In 2022, Gemini became a multi-year sponsor of the club, and earlier this month they extended the sponsorship for another 5 years. Cameron and Tyler Winklevoss also joined McCormack as co-owners of RBFC earlier this year, investing $4.5 million in Bitcoin into the club, the largest crypto investment ever made into a UK football club outside the professional leagues. And for today, that is all. This was the 18th episode of KANGA Crypto News. Next week, we will issue another episode, and for now, I thank you for your attendance and thank you for your presence. Please remember to share your opinions in the comments, and of course, to like and subscribe, and to go to kanga.exchange. See you next time.
We are KANGA, beyond crypto.